before he ever made $1 million playing basketball, or before the world knew him as LeBron James. Now, people can say what they want about, oh man, these guys, they could see who he was going to become, just like they could say that about his wife, who, from what I understand, he met in high school, who's been his girlfriend for years prior to him marrying her. Okay. Now, this is not a gossip video. His personal business and his family business is his personal. And this is not about what rumors and all of that gossip stuff. We just talking about the fact is that LeBron James obviously made a good choice in a woman. You don't hear about his wife in scandals or drama or gossip, or you don't hear her on every reality television show or things of that nature. He has 3 beautiful children. They have a great family from what I see and I observe. Okay. And no matter what may be the rumors or gossip that may have been said about LeBron James in his personal life, the bottom line is that his wife is by his side, she's with him, and she ain't going anywhere. Which I have to commend and I highly respect. And for him to be able to be with the girl or woman that he met in high school, and for his team to be built with the foundation of being friends prior to him even being relevant in the public eye. And we talking about somebody who was relevant in the public eye since his sophomore year in high school. We talking about somebody who was on the cover of Sports Illustrated at 16, 17 years old. We talking about somebody who his high school game highlights were on at the same time or sometimes before NBA highlights as a junior in high school. We talking about somebody who his senior year in high school had millions of people watching his high school games as if they were like NBA playoff games or NBA games. Him against high school competition. And for him to be a man who handled that type of pressure, because we can also look at the many kids that came up during the same time that weren't able to handle that type of pressure. For him to be able to not only handle that type of pressure, stay out of trouble. Once again, I say stay out of major trouble. When we look at the many downfalls of the other guys from my generation, and I don't want to pass negative dispersions on anybody, but history has a chance and has a way of exposing the truth or repeating itself. And when you look at it, the reason why I when people talk about the comparisons of LeBron James and Michael Jordan, to me is all subjective. Because there's many things that I say LeBron James just totally destroys, or there's no question, it's not even close. It's not even close in certain aspects. Just like with Michael Jordan, there's certain aspects of him that when you compare him to LeBron James, it's not even close. LeBron James doesn't compare, which to me causes things to be, like I said before, subjective. And the reason why this all ties in, getting back to the point of Donald Trump, is when we talk about the power of thought. This man is doing interviews discussing with Oprah, Larry King, this particular quote And this particular quote is the one I really wanted to touch on. And this is from a 1988 interview that he did on the Oprah Winfrey Show. This particular quote, where Donald Trump himself, verbatim, he says about a presidential run and winning. He even uses his signature, "Believe me." First off, the initial question is, when Oprah asked him if he'd run for president, Trump said, "I just probably wouldn't do it, Oprah. I probably wouldn't. But I do get tired of seeing what's happening with this country. And if it got so bad, I would never want to rule it out totally, because I really am tired of seeing what's happening with this country. How we're really making other people live like kings and we're not." And stop there. What does that mean? Okay, so to me, when he's talking about that, he's talking about a mindset of doing what's best for you, not only as a person, but then also in reference to the country. Now, once again, I put out this disclaimer. Am I a Trump supporter? Not at all. Do I agree with a lot of things that Trump does, says, or is doing even right now? Politically, absolutely not. Did I vote for Donald Trump? No, I did not. So I want to put that out there. But at the same time, are there things about Donald Trump's approach or thought process that I see as something to be learned from? Absolutely. Do I see Donald Trump as somebody I could learn from? Most definitely. I feel like, everything, whether it be a positive or a negative, can be a learning experience. A person can be viewed as bad, and a person can be also misunderstood. I've been misunderstood in a lot of different ways in my life. Be it family, associates, friends. I'm very misunderstood in a lot of different ways, because in life, when you're really moving as a man, as an individual, or even as a leader, you don't have time to necessarily explain yourself to everybody. And one thing a wise man must understand in learning, and in my years of growing as an adult and as an individual and as a person, everyone is not going to like you, no matter what you do. Whether you believe in Jesus or not, as a fictional character, real character, he's still a character in a book called the Bible. If you look at that particular word of knowledge or scriptures, you see that this was supposed to be somebody who was exhibiting perfection in a human form. Literally a spiritual embodiment of God in a perfect image on earth, living a perfect life. And he was hated so much that he was actually beaten, spat on, crucified, and publicly humiliated and murdered. And also somebody who was betrayed by people who was well within his circle, or that he was supposed to have trusted. And that goes for not only that particular character in the Bible, many others, but also Caesar, who's supposed to be a historical character as well. Someone who was literally stabbed and murdered from the back, from behind, by someone who he entrusted. But in getting back to the original point, in referencing Donald Trump and LeBron James, there is a certain amount of accountability and structure and discipline that one must have to achieve or accomplish anything great in life.